Why, hello there. It's T here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you being here. Today, we have another Sephora haul. This one is very massive, but I'm not going to show everything in here because we're going to be here forever. But just know that we have a massive Sephora haul. What's new at the store, and yeah, I spent all my money so you don't have to. If you would like to see how I achieved this look with all the new products, then keep on watching. All right, so I already prepped my face. I did my brows and primed my eyes off camera. For the eye primer, I used the Makeup by Mario Master Mask. You already know. So before we get to the rest of the eye, I did want to prep my lips a little bit. So I did pick up this Dior Addict Lip Glow Butter. It's in the shade 106 Pomelo, and I kid you not when I say this, I solely purchased this for the package and the package itself. So if you take a look at what this looks like, oh my gosh, it's so adorable. Like, look at this. I don't know. It gives me like I'm just a girl a vibe, and who doesn't want it? It's just your, do you need it? No. It's your basic lip balm, very similar to all the other lip balms, but it just has a little cute charm touch, and I'm here for it. If you want to spend your money, you spend your money. If you don't want to spend your money, you can find this anywhere else. I didn't get a new shadow. However, I am going to just use the Rare Beauty, and this is like fairly new. This is actually now at Sephora. I did see it at Sephora prior. I believe this was an Ulta exclusive. This is like your basic, like never fail palette. I just really love this. It has everything you need, transition shade, you name it. It's very easy to blend. It doesn't have a lot of fallout. It has some fallout, but barely anything. I really love this palette, and it's not like anything like insane. I believe this is like just like $30 or a little bit under. Don't quote me, I do need to double check. I'll put it down in the description box below on like pricing, anything that I've mentioned and dropped per usual. But this Rare Beauty, I feel like, is very reasonable with their pricing, considering that this is Selena Gomez, and she like, it's just, I just feel like this brand, Rare Beauty, like they just haven't really marked up or jacked up the pricing for any of the products, and they're just really user friendly in my opinion. So I'm just gonna buff this really quickly. So we're just going to quickly do the eyes, nothing too crazy, because I do want to get to the face. Like the main star of the show, most of the products that I got is for Complexion, the new that is out for Complexion that everybody is talking about. So we'll just blend this really quickly just to get some shadow on our eyes, and then moving along to lining and doing mascara. Oh, my skin is so dry and my... Okay, so for eyeliner, I will be using this NYX Professional Makeup Inky Stick Matte in Brown. I've been really loving this. It's just so good for the price, and it gives you like such an easy line. Like it's so easy to do, very beginner friendly in my opinion. So I'm just going to do a baby small smoked out wing like I usually do. Oh, if I didn't mention, I'm just grabbing the palette and just like smoking that liner out. It's nothing that you guys haven't seen me do before. It's just like my favorite way just to make sure that the liner isn't so harsh on my eyes. And I'm gonna do the same on the other eye. Also, if you are new here, I have very uneven eyelids. This is gonna be the best that it'll ever be. Like, this is it. This is my eyelids without any eyelid tape. I might just skip on the eyelid tape today because it's not like that bad. Maybe I take it back. It looks bad all the time, but we might just skip it today because sometimes I just really want to just embrace my features without like adjusting it. I feel like not a lot of people notice or care about it. Like besides you, I feel like you're the like the hardest critic on yourself pretty much. And I just feel like I'm very critical of myself. Like everything has to be perfect, everything has to be a certain way. So when things go wrong, I'm like freaking out, like actual. And I have like people who constantly support me, so I do feel like that helps a lot. You gotta stop being so difficult and hard on yourself, and you're not perfect. Like no one's perfect. And I feel like that, you know, like it's definitely like very true, but sometimes you just can't help yourself trying to have this perfect image, or like your expectation of yourself is like a lot higher than what other people see as expectation. So I'm going to grab my micellar water, and with a Q-tip I'm just gonna clean up this line just a touch, just so we're a little bit sharper. Okay, so I want to put on some sparkle for my eyes. I'm debating because I just got these and I did use it in my full face of SPF. If you guys haven't watched that, I think that is coming out the video before this one. But I did have this on my eyes, and I don't know if I wanna do that today. I might sit this one out for another day. And then I also have Half Magic Dopamine Sparkle. They have another shade that just came out, and it's called like Rue. Look at this. Look at this. It's so nice. I'm such a glimmer, shimmer, sparkle gal. So I'm just gonna lightly just tap just a touch. Like we're just gonna sprinkle this a little bit everywhere. Nothing too crazy. Just a hint of something, and then making sure I pat it in the inner corner so we're not like naked in that. I just love this like shimmer. I'm gonna do the same on the other eye. She is so pretty. I'm going to just leave it there just so that I can have a wearable. Not that you can't wear this anywhere if you went a little bit darker, but I do have to go to work after this, and I just don't want it to be like disco balling on my eyelids. So just one more look. Okay, I'm gonna do my mascara in just a bit because I did want to go into complexion. I did mention that we're just gonna like speed through the eyes because there's not a whole lot of like new stuff. I will be moving on to complexion now because I feel like that's where the exciting part is happening. I have a lot of stuff here that I am very, very excited to use today. So first up, I did purchase the m.ph Underpainting Face palette. This is in the shade medium, and I don't know if medium was already out, but they extended their shade, which I'm so glad that there's something for everyone. There's like now a fair, light, medium, I think like tan or dark. I know there's like 5 out, so they've definitely expanded from their first drop. Their first drop, I think, only had 3 shades, so I definitely just like held back on purchasing it prior, but I'm very glad that they have expanded their shade for everyone. So I usually don't underpaint all the time. Definitely this is a very pro technique. I would underpaint when I have like, well, you can underpaint anywhere, anytime, anywhere. all the time if you really wanted to. But I feel like underpainting for me is for like days or nights or something for events. And it makes me just look so sculpted but natural without having the bronzer or contour shade laying on top. I'll show you guys in just a second. But this is what she looks like in the shade medium. Again, this is the middle, and then there's two shade, light, fair, and then also tan, dark. I think it's tan. It might be medium, dark, dark or something. Don't quote me, don't quote me. But yes, I am really excited. So I'm gonna be underpainting, and I'll show you guys my technique in underpainting and what I usually do with this technique. So nothing really new, and I just want to make sure that you guys know that I use the same brush as I do when I am bronzing. So first up, I'm going to take this shade right here and just really saturate my brush, like really getting in there, and start putting it in areas that I would like to underpaint. So these 4 spots right here, and start really blending it in, but not fully. So you're blending, but you're not fully blending it in. So, like this is what it looks like, where it's not like just like a stark line. I'm gonna go back in, like we're gonna be Picasso here, okay? Same, and now we're just gonna darken this. You do wanna to show, like go a little bit more heavier hand than you usually would. So let's just put this on, grab some more. So essentially you are sculpting like you usually would before you put on foundation. I know it looks really crazy, but I promise you it's not gonna look so crazy in just a second. So really getting that on, because we're gonna go over this with foundation. And even though it looks really crazy right now, once you go over it with foundation, it's gonna all work out. And then this is my nose contour brush, but what I'm gonna use it for is for more detail and precision. So we're just gonna grab this dark shade here, and we're just gonna sculpt this line. So this is nothing new that I haven't done before. You're basically contouring and sculpting before you put on foundation. And then we're gonna shorten our 5 head to a 4 head. I believe underpainting was from, gosh, J-Lo's makeup artist. I think it was Wayne Goss. I don't know if he actually invented this, but when I first saw this technique, it was a long time ago, and that was like the secret to the J-Lo glow. And I was like, secret to J-Lo glow? Everybody wants to look like J-Lo. So it's actually really easy. I know it looks really scary, but I promise it's all gonna work out. This is one of those trust the process. And I don't usually do this often, but because we're underpainting, I'm going to underpaint my lips as well. Okay, now we're looking all nice, tan, and glowy. Let me go in with a foundation. And for foundation, I recommend either a skin tint or something light. That way you're just buffing it over this. Let me give you guys a few options that I really do like. And there's a few of them that are not too crazy like thick. So these 2 I would consider like a foundation, the Haus Lab, the Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, and the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin. So these 2 I would consider a foundation, just simply because it's like really, really full coverage. And then the other 2 is more of a serum. So one is by m.ph and the other one is by CL. This is like super super light, super dewy, very thin, very runny as well too. So either one of these, like I feel like these two are comparable and they still provide that the coverage that you need. For today, because I'm oily and I usually don't wear m.ph by itself. So what I'm actually gonna do, and just to keep it up with the theme, because we're doing like Underpainting by m.ph, I'm actually gonna use this today. However, I'm going to mix a little bit of the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin in, just to give me a little bit more matte, because the m.ph one is a little bit glowy. I know this video is like turning into like Picasso Bob Ross very, very fast right now. So let me just shake these up because they've been just sitting on like my vanity and in my drawer for a very long time. I'm gonna take one pump of this, and as you can see, the consistency of the Surreal Skin, it's also really runny, but it's a lot thicker than the m.ph serum one. So let me put the m.ph serum. I've used this a lot, so it's like, I usually mix this with the NYX one, but I won't be doing it today. So this is what the m.ph one looks like. It's definitely a lot runnier, but nevertheless, these two, I find that it's amazing. I'm actually going to be using a new brush. Oh, well, not new. It's an old brush that I've been using for some time now, but I bought two of them and my other brushes are very, very dirty. So I'm gonna use this brush, and what I'm gonna do on my painter's palette, we're actually really gonna be Picasso today. So I'm just going to be mixing both of these together. And because this is a new brush, we're gonna really prime the heck out of this brush. So making sure these two get mixed really well, and my brush is extremely saturated. And what you want to do is lightly go around the edges of where you just put your bronzer or your underpainting down. So you're just taking the lightest hand to stipple this across and going over the underpainting just a touch. Like, we're being very soft and very subtle. So we're not like sitting here like buffing everything in. We're just lightly blending over the areas that we've underpainted. So now it looks really smooth and seamless, and it's not so crazy. So this technique is definitely less is more, and then you want to blend over, take whatever is remaining and blend that over this. Same with this side, take what's remaining, blend it over so we don't have all that harsh line. Again, you're just softly running this over, like just like the gentlest and the tippiest tip bristle, and it just melts everything, and it looks so incredibly flawless. And this, the bronze still stays, it doesn't go away, like so. And then you'll just tap this into areas, and I'm not picking up any more product, this is just whatever's in my hand is in my hand. And areas that I need a little bit more coverage, I will just tap that in like so. Voila! Gives like the most subtle glow from within look without like overdoing it. Okay, so now I am actually going to go in with the palette again, and we're going to use the lighter shades now. So I'm gonna use this peachier tone to color correct. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this peachy shade and lightly color correct anywhere that is dark, like my under eye, like dark circles. And I'm just lightly doing this. We're not going like crazy. on color correcting today. So just lightly patting that in, doing like so. Your dark circles become lighter, like so. So there's that. And then I'm gonna get this shade right here now to brighten. And I didn't get a new concealer, so I'm actually going to be using this palette and using this as my concealer for today. So hopefully it doesn't like, because m.ph, a lot of her stuff is like balmier, and for the oilier gals, like for contour and bronzing, it's fine. But areas where I'm like a lot more oilier, like right here in the T-zone, a balmier product is like my enemy. It's not fun. It's definitely not fun. Okay. Now this is what we look like. Very bright. And also if you want to clean any areas like right underneath the contour, you can at this time. Okay, so I have some exciting blushes. They have been the talk of the town. I was going to use the Violette FR Plume blushes, but I'm going to save this for a different video because I feel like you guys really want me to like give you guys my thought on the new Patrick Ta's. These are like the blurring transition blush. This is the new style that everyone's been talking about, is like this ombre blush. And so few things, and I'm gonna apply and show you guys how this is done with the new ombre style. However, I've been mixing blushes and doing the ombre look, if you guys know me on my channel, for some time now. So you don't have to purchase a like a new set of stuff. Like, I just feel like you can achieve this with what you have at home, like a lighter blush like this. So I'm just gonna apply this lighter blush really quickly so you guys can see, and I'm going to apply it pretty high up to achieve this like ombre look. You guys don't see me do like this light of a color, but I've done like a lighter blush shade underneath and doing like a dark shade in the center. So that's pretty much what this new technique is, and that's what everybody's been talking about. So if you guys have like a lighter blush, and like I'm just gonna use a few examples here, the one that I've used most recently. So CL, I've used like this one all over, and then a very punchy pigmented one right at the center. And I'm sure like in my drawer has like a gazillion shades like this. So there's that. So I just want to make sure that, you guys don't have to purchase new stuff. I do it because I create content on here and you guys really like to see the new stuff. But for a lot of the viewers who are like, well, this is just a cash grab and everything, I don't have the money. Like, you can find all of this in the drugstore as well too. Like, just get a light blush and get a darker, punchier one, and you're good to go. So yeah, that's my thought. But this is pretty. This is lighter than what I usually would go for, and I do feel like this technique, doing like a lighter one, does brighten your under eyes drastically. Like, along with the concealer, this technique with like a super light blush is definitely, like, you can already see like under my eyes, it's like color correcting. And you want to pull this up. Like, we're going to areas that we usually don't go to with this light blush. Like, we're like going up there, okay? We're going up there. So now that we have that, and it should just be like a light wash of pink, nothing too like crazy stark white or crazy bright. You can keep layering if you would like, and this first shade, you want it to go a lot higher than all the other ones. So there's that. And I'm gonna use multiple different blushes for this, because the ombre look is achieved by multiple layers, multiple, like you layer, you set, you layer, then you set. I know this is becoming a teaching video. I apologize. And like we're just here to see the Sephora unboxing. I'm sorry. I know. I cannot help it. I cannot help it. I feel like some of you want to know. And then I'm gonna go in with a more punchier shade here. What do I want? Okay, we have a few options for punchier shades. So one is the YSL Make Me Blush Liquid Blush in the shade 66. And this is like super punchy and it's really good for the oily skin. And then also Poppet from Westman Atelier. Poppet is also this like really punchy color, or you can go in with like a red or a tangy orange, whatever you want. So today I'm actually gonna go with the YSL one just because I haven't used it in a very long time. So I'm going to grab this and dot it right at the center. We're very focused with this punchier shade. And what we want to do is grab a paddle brush or a more like focusing blush right here. And with this focusing blush, you just want to tap it in that exact area. That's it. We're not dragging this everywhere. We're just tapping it in this area, and that's how you're gonna create this more ombre effect. So just tapping, tapping, tapping. Same on the other side. Tapping, tapping, tapping. And it's gonna look scary, but do not worry. We are in the blush blindness era, and everybody is super rosy, cheeky rose right now. Okay. Now that we've tapped it and blended in, we're now going to go back in with the brush that we used earlier for our foundation and the Patrick Ta light pink blush. And what we want to do is just lightly blend with the tip of the brush so that everything is nicely like diffused without dragging the product around. So we're just gonna lightly make sure that this is very blended. So now it's like very blended, diffused, etc. So that is what we have going on. Okay, so now that we have that down, I want to go back with a concealer brush and tap out all the creases. We're just gonna tap, 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 tap. And then we're gonna set and have a couple options. I have two from the drugstore. You already know it's the L'Oreal Blur Fection 24-hour in the pink light shade and the NYX Wonder Snatch shade 02 Cheeky Cherry and the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake. So what I'm going to do today is actually use the L'Oreal one, but I wanted to give you guys option to what is available out there, and you don't have to have a high-end one. Like I did not go out and purchase like all this. I already have it in my makeup collection because I really do love a pink tone brightening shade. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're just gonna set under the eyes. You'll see a lot of pink and there's a lot of fallout, but that's okay. I need to set this down. We're just gonna be a little messy. Okay, now that we've set that down, I'm gonna take a smaller brush and just lightly pat this in everywhere. Okay, now that I have that secret brightening powder on and I've set everything down, now I'm going to go in and set with a powder blush. So the powder blush that I grab is the Patrick Ta Transition Blurring Blush Duo in Did You Notice? And Patrick Ta is like very known for like the duos. Usually it's a cream and a powder, but this time they're both powder blushes. So I'm gonna use these two plus one more. I know this is like very excessive, but this is to achieve the ombre look for a lot of people. So what I'm gonna do here is same type of technique like that light pink one and then the darker fuchsia. So what I'm going to do is grab this brush and I'm going to blend this lighter shade where I did that light pink shade, like so. And we're mixing like a pinky orange sorbet type of look right now. So we're going through like a lot of blush here. So this does take some time. Like this is not like let's quickly go out the door type of look. So I'm just gonna lightly pull that under the eyes, blend it all out, and then again going in with the more darker orangey shade for the powder and just really tap it right here. Just tapping that and blending it. And going back in with the other brush without any further products. We're just gonna blend and sweep. Okay. Now, I'm gonna use one more product. I know we're like on our 10th product right now, but I wanted to use a much more punchier, even punchier, and I'm gonna use the Burt's Bees. I don't know if they discontinued this, but I did purchase it on Amazon, so maybe you guys can still find it. But this is such a beautiful formula. It just really sucks if they actually did discontinue it. I couldn't find it in CVS or anything. I had to go to Amazon. So if you really love Burt's Bees, this is your, chance. Let me just pop this in the center only. And this is very pigmented. Like we are full pigment, full pigment. And this is very precisely in this area and this area only. Okay, once we have it in that area only, we're gonna go in and continue to blend. This technique takes a lot of blending, and going back in with this lighter shade, it'll help with the blending as well. So again, we're going for a very blown out look, blending the edges, and we're really creating this sorbet ombre and running it over my nose. Okay, so this is the blush look. Very ombre, very like blushy, very like punchy. So it's definitely a look. So for those of you that want to try, it looks really pretty. It looks like, I love a good blush. Like I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We're going through blush blindness. Like this is like the ultimate blush blindness in my opinion. So before we move on, let me just set down this bronzer really quickly. I almost don't want to, but my oily skin, we need to. For my oily skin, we just need to set this down. So I'm just going to go in with the Dior Forever, this jumbo bronzer. It's just matte. I just really love this one, especially for my oily skin. So I'm just going to tap lightly. We're not going to like really over bronze anything. I just want to set the bronzer down so I am not like a grease ball by the end of this. Same with this area. I want to lightly tap it because I want to preserve that pinky blush that we just did. So we're just lightly setting the bronzer down. That's really what we're doing here. Okay. Before we go into our lips, let's finish up the eyes. I'm going to curl my eyelashes and put on mascara. I'm actually going to be using my Thrive Cosmetic Tubing Mascara because I haven't used it in a long time. And also, this will be just really quick because otherwise we're going to stay here forever putting on my mascara because I wanted to show you guys the lips. So this will be very quick. Okay, for my lips, I'm just gonna take off that lip prep from earlier. Okay, I have two lip products that are new to me. One is actually new and just recently launched, and the other one has been out for some time now. So it's the Rhode Peptide Lip Shape Contour in the shade Bend. And then the other one is the Hourglass Blur Balm in the Phantom Hourglass, the Phantom Blur Balm from Hourglass in the shade Echo 05. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line my lip with this. I won't be doing my usual refi and doing that like whole outer line thing, so I'm just gonna let this one shine on its own. I do feel like this one though is very similar. Yeah, it's very similar to the refi one in the sense that it does give this like blurring effect. Yeah, this reminds me so much of Opal. So this is not like the precise, like a very precise contour or liner. This is more like a sculpting bronzing shade. I'm just gonna overline my cupid bow. Okay, so this is what it look like. It's very blurring. And then I'm going to go in with the Phantom Echo. And this one of those twist up, but you can't twist back down. So make sure you know on that. Oh, that's pretty. This is like a totally my lip but better shade. This reminds me of like the YSL blurring lipstick, but from Hourglass. I've been really into like the blurring lip because it's like a comfortable matte. So this is what that looks like. And then I want to set my face with this One Size Beauty Oil Sucker. This is a liquid blotting paper spray. So instead of blotting with like a piece of paper, they've now made it in a liquid form. I'm not oily right now, but I will try this, and I just wanted to show you guys because for the oily gals, you might be very interested in this. I won't be spraying this all over my face right now because I just put makeup on. I'm not oily, so I will try this in 2 hours and keep you guys posted like on how this works and if it leaves any crazy things on my face. And then last but not least, I wanted to show this, and it has nothing to do with like being like it has things to do, it has to do with makeup, but it's more of an accessory. And this is just like pure, this is so stinking extra of you tea, but I could not resist. These are the Dior, these are the lip cases. I know, you guys, they sold me. I'm easily influenced, I'm easily sold for anything, everything. So these, do you need them? No, this is like the after tea hours of like things you don't need at all. Like these are just extra. So if you don't want to be like influenced, be like, oh, it's so cute, log off now, fair warning. But if you guys are into the cutesy stuff, very customized accessory, this might be for you. So these are the Dior lipstick cases. I wanted to get the pink one, but that's like sold out everywhere. So I got these two. Guys, it's so pretty. It's just the case, no lipstick. And let me show you guys, okay? So I have two of the Dior lipstick, and this is what I'm gonna do with them, okay? I'm going to, and this matches with my Dior bag. So I'm just, yeah, okay. Guys, this is extra. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it, but I just wanted to show you guys that it's cute. That's all, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's it for what is new at Sephora. You know I'm going to tell you this, but if you like more of my content and video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and thumbs up and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future video. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. Bye everyone. Mwah.